Hello, welcome once again to Pale Blooms and Beyond. Thank you for joining us today. If you do like the programming you see here and the musicians and artists that I visit with, please be sure and hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Robert James Beckingham, aka Bobby Valentino, is an English musician, violinist, guitarist, singer-songwriter, and occasional actor and model. Bobby first gained recognition as a founding member of the fabulous Poodles. The band would release 3 albums during the late 70s. Post Poodles, he was a member of the Electric Bluebirds. Then in 1984, Bobby joined the Hank Wangford Band alongside guitarist Andy Roberts. See my interview from October of last year. He would stay with the band for 5 years and play on 3 albums. You can hear Mr. Valentino's violin on many recordings, including Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bob Geldof, and Shania Twain. The Men They Couldn't Hang benefited from Bobby's playing on record and in live performances. Los Pistoleros is Bobby's most recent band, with former Hank Wangford bandmates BJ Cole and Martin Belmont. And you can check out my interview with Martin on my channel as well. My guest has released several solo albums and has also done some acting and modeling over the years. Well, welcome, Bobby.
Hello.
Thank you for being here and taking time out to visit. Well, take us back to the beginning. Where were you born?
Chatham in Kent,
Okay, all right.
southeast corner of England.
Okay, down there. All right. Well, do you recall early on hearing music in the household growing up?
Oh, yes, my grandmother played the mandolin.
Oh, did
So
she?
all probably my musical memories are nursery rhymes from my grandmother. I now have her mandolin.
Oh, you have one too. Are are
I've
you?
got hers.
It's hers that passed on to you.
But
Okay.
it went to my brother. My brother died many, many years ago, and then it's come to me.
Oh, is that right? I love the sound
About
of the.
1870.
Was it? Okay. I love the sound you get out of the mandolin. I love that. Yes, yes. It's been used, quite, over the years, in particular in folk music.
And
Well,
REM.
yes, yes, yes.
It's quite strange. I read an interview once. I can't remember the mandolin player's name, but he said he wanted to play the mandolin because he heard it on the Fabulous Poodles.
Oh, is that right?
Mm.
Really? Okay. Well, there you go. You had an impact even back
But a,
then.
a very small one.
uh, well, you mentioned that were either one of your parents musically inclined at all?
My mother, mostly, she played the violin and was a very good mezzo-soprano, um, sort of the female equivalent of my sort of bass baritone. But she was trained, and I've never been properly trained.
Okay.
And she would have probably been professional, but World War II broke out when she was 15 years old.
Right, right, exactly.
But that was probably quite enough excitement.
For her at that time. Yeah, and I've heard stories too, even after that, why the mother didn't go into music, and sometimes the father. They were raising a family.
And my father
And
played the gramophone.
oh, did he? Okay, all right. Well, so there's that musical gene there. Yeah, that was passed
Oh,
on.
it was around the house all the time. I
Okay,
mean, my sister and I, my sister's Anne Dudley,
okay.
um,
Yes, yes,
House
right,
of Noise, and now she does a lot of film music. She
right.
actually won an Oscar for the Full Monty.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
That
she
would
got an Oscar sitting on her shelf at home.
That would
Um,
be that would be nice to talk to her if you have any pull there. Yeah, that would
I'll
be
see what I'll see what I can do.
okay.
Um, but our parents would let us stay up late on a Wednesday night
Okay.
because there was a Hollywood musical on,
Oh, okay.
sort of aged 8 or 9 or something, or 10 or whenever. You know, a late night was considered a late night for a child. Um, we'd know all the Hollywood musicals,
Yeah, yeah,
all the classics, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I mean, Fred and Ginger and
yeah.
King and Bob and all that kind of thing.
Oh, yes, yes. Were you early on? Were you a Western? Did you like to watch the cowboy, the
Oh,
Western movies?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sort of, what was it? Overland Stage and the Lone Ranger and Range Rider and things like that. We got all that American suppose, trash, really, when you look back.
Yes, it
It was
was.
fine when you're 6 years old.
It was entertaining. Anyway, yeah, I think even there, a lot of the kids would go and get the cap guns, the holster,
Uh,
the
I
cowboy
had
hat.
cap guns and the cowboy hat and the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, hero worship there.
But pretty normal childhood, you know.
Yeah. Well, how about what was the first musical instrument you learned to play?
The violin.
Okay, okay.
I had one for my fourth birthday.
Oh,
My parents bought me a three-quarter size one.
yeah,
Um, my mum showed me the scale of D major, which
yeah.
is pretty easy on the violin, but one octave of D major, and pointed out that I could play most of my nursery rhymes with it.
Wow,
I
yeah.
was walking around the house playing things like Bar Bar Black Sheep, which I don't think that title is acceptable anymore.
Not politically correct, huh?
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which I believe was written by Mozart.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I was not aware of that.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, that might be apocryphal.
Okay, but
But
close enough. Yeah, it's the sound. Yeah, they say, the earlier you learn a musical instrument, the better. That's why
I
they
think it's especially true with the violin.
yeah,
I think you've really got to start, if you're going to be reasonably good, probably before you're 8 or 9.
okay. I've heard that. I've heard
Uh,
that. Well, can you
of course, I went to the mandolin later because the mandolin's the same tuning.
yes, yes.
Finger. And eventually, when I got to about 17 or 18, I started learning the guitar, uh,
Okay.
mostly because, and then I sort of got better and better at it, mostly because I figured if I was going to be in bands, you don't often always want a violin on every track.
Right.
I can sort of
Yeah.
in the background
Yeah.
playing acoustic guitar or something.
Yeah, right, right, exactly. Yeah, good point, good point. Well, it wasn't as marketable. Yeah, right, right. Well, can you remember one of the first singles or albums that you got, that you bought yourself, that you,
I think I bought a tune called Jigger Jig
okay.
by East of Eden.
Oh,
Um,
right.
I doubt it was a hit in America.
Okay.
It was a kind of rock version of a jiggy thing, but mostly because it was a violin or something, because it was a violin on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I probably learnt it all note for note, but I'm afraid I cannot even remember any of it now. I'll have to sort of look it up on YouTube. It's bound to be on YouTube, Jigger Jig, by a
Jigger
band
Jig.
called East of Eden.
East of Eden. I talked to one of the members I know that was in East of Eden. It's Joe O'Donnell. Joe O'Donnell, who
No,
he played. He was also in Granny's Intentions, the Woods Band, violin. Well, let's see. Let's see. What did he play? What did he? Yeah, yeah.
maybe
Violin and
maybe it's him
mandolin.
playing the violin. Yeah.
Yeah, right up your alley. Yeah, yeah. Joe O'Donnell.
Probably, to be fair, you'd probably say it's fiddle on that.
Oh, right,
You
right.
know what I mean? Because there's sort of,
Yes.
I'll do both, but my proper violin playing, I tend to be, um, I tend to sort of ham it.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I can make things that sound like I'm a classical player,
Yeah.
but I'm not. My reading is very bad.
Okay.
I can read music, but I'm not very good at sight reading.
Okay. All right. Got it. Well, can you remember one of the first live shows or concerts that you attended that you went to see? Yeah.
It would have probably been an orchestra with my family.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can remember going to see something like a Nutcracker Suite,
Oh, all right. All right. Yeah.
um, which was the perfect sort of Christmas kids show, isn't it? Really, it's almost like a ballet as pantomime or pantomime. But you don't have pantomimes in America, do you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We try to, but I think we fail.
I mean, what's so weird is in England, the leading boy in a pantomime is played by a girl,
Yeah.
usually usually with shorts on and sort of showing her legs off.
Yes.
Um, and the dame, as it were, is always played by a man. And of course, it's drag.
That's
And
what it is. That's
sort of pantomime, the Trump brigade would want to ban pantomime.
that's right. Yes, they would.
Thing.
Yeah,
Men, you know, dressed up as older women
right. Yeah.
all
It,
the time. You know.
it's isn't it fascinating how back in those days it was accepted, and
Well, it's still accepted over here. I mean,
yeah, yes,
drag queens are the stars on the telly.
right, right.
A guy called Lily Savage, who what's his real name? Paul O'Grady. And then he died recently, but he was a huge star.
Yeah,
And he started as sort of drag queen.
yeah.
Liverpudlian with that absolutely brutal sense of humour.
Well, I love
Of their comedy. Love it.
not just I've talked to a few Liverpudlians, and I do enjoy the sense of humor, and
Oh, they
you
are
know
so.
yeah,
The other really, well, a lot of the big cities, of course, are funny.
yeah.
You get Cockney comedians,
Oh yes, yes,
Liverpudlians, Geordies from Newcastle, Glaswegians,
yeah,
Billy Connolly is classic Glasgow working class. You know.
yes. Oh, I enjoy. Well, yeah, in general, UK humor. I've always enjoyed, even going back to Monty Python, and even before that, I
Oh,
just
I mean, I grew up listening to the Goons,
the
all
Goons,
the
right,
influence of the Pythons. Yeah.
right, yes, and Peter Sellers, and yeah,
Peter Sellers. Yeah.
oh, all of that. You're
Oh,
right.
Peter Sodler's the well-known typing error. They
Right.
always sort of, well, in the later years, they were always mispronouncing each other's names. Spike Ligner, the well-known typing error, as opposed to Spike Milligan. I mean,
Yes.
but they're just stupid. So brilliantly childish. It's great.
Yes, it is. It is. It's traveled. I mean, even today, it's relevant and it's funny. It's funny even today. Well, what were some early?
Life of Brian wouldn't be made today, would it?
Oh, you're telling me.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when The Life of Brian came out,
Yeah.
we were in New York with the Fabulous Poodles, and we went to see a matinee show about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Really fairly empty theatre with the four Poodles and two crew, all
Yeah.
Brit, just absolutely sort of wetting ourselves. So funny. And nobody else in the whole cinema laughed.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it.
Hmm.
You got it. Yeah. Oh,
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
yes, yes. You know, I mean, it's a reflection on society, and if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at, And so many people take things too personally.
God has got to have a sense of humor.
That's right. You've got to,
I mean, look at the world.
That's right. And if you can't these days, then right, you'll go wacko. Well, yeah. Are you gonna watch the new Spinal Tap? It's coming
Oh,
out.
without doubt.
Yeah.
There's a joke in Spinal Tap that took me years to get,
Yeah.
and I was absolutely surprised at myself. They talk about a jazz blues festival that they did on the Isle of Lucy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it took me ages to get it's I Love Lucy.
I love right.
Isle of Lucy, and
I love the Isle of Lucy.
it took me
Yeah.
ages. I probably saw it 10 times before that end.
I remember somebody telling me that.
Right over my
I
head.
I didn't get it at first, and somebody told me. You realize it's I love Lucy. Yeah. Oh, those guys are funny.
But apparently they shut off Stonehenge about 4 weeks ago,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
for them to film there for a bit.
Right. Right. And Paul's in it, and Elton have cameos, I guess, in
Oh,
the
great! And it's the
yeah.
same cast. Yeah,
I can't wait to watch it. Well,
it's exactly the same cast. Yeah,
yes, yes, it is. And they're
with
they're old, they're old and haggard looking. I mean,
and a
these
little rounder. Because
right.
because
Yeah.
what always amazed me, I wish I could remember his name. The guy who played Christopher St. Hubbins was the
Oh,
brother in Better Call Saul, wasn't he? Must be Michael McKeanough. It might be Chris. I really can't remember.
okay, okay.
As long as the drummer keeps exploding, that's fine.
Yes. That's so
Bands go through so many drummers.
right. Oh, that's so funny. Well, What were some early musical influences, bands for you?
Pretty much everything. I mean, because of my sort of getting the music from my parents a lot of the time.
Yeah.
My father was very much into 30s dance band music and classical music. So I got all that. They didn't really approve of pop music, um, but I thought, yeah, even at the time, I thought that was a bit wrong, as it were, because the 30s dance band music was the popular music of their day,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
and and that kind of thing. But I suppose we got into pop music. I suppose probably the Beatles, of course, with like the Beatles, and then moved towards the Stones because it was a bit sort of rougher.
Right.
I suppose the classics, really. You know, I mean, 60s. I tended to hear pop music at school because people would have transistor radios and that kind of thing. But
Right.
I absolutely still love almost every style of music. I mean, I have a little bit of difficulty with some of the rap stuff. Was a
Uh,
lot of
I
it
do.
isn't actually that sort of interesting musically.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I do too. Those are the two types that I can't really wrap my head around: rap and that speed metal. That stuff that's just noise to me. It's just yeah,
Punk. It's
yeah,
punk music.
right, yeah, yeah. Without any melody, there's
Punk music was heavy metal on speed.
yeah, right. Well, speaking of that, uh, prior to the Fabulous Poodles, what was the music scene around you?
It tended to be what's the right word for this? People singing about pixies and um, that sort of rather weird um prog rock thing. Well, I remember being in bands doing 5 minute solos and that kind of thing, and I was okay at it. I learned how to be fairly interesting over 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Um, and that's why I kind of like the well, when the Poodles started, it was before the punk scene. It
yeah,
was 1974,
yeah.
and it was just us possibly with the pub rock thing as well, because the
Right.
wanted to go back to
That's
doing
what.
3 minute pop songs.
Yes, what it was. You guys were part of that pub
Like,
rock. Yes,
you know,
yes,
and that was the Poodles approach, which is exactly the same as the punk approach.
yeah,
They want to go back to doing 3 minute pop songs.
yeah. I like so many of those bands that came up at that time that played the pub rock
Yeah,
scene. Brinsley Schwartz. I talked to
yeah.
him.
British Sports was probably the first sort of it was probably the first band that I played with when me and a friend opened for them at a
Oh, is
charity
that,
gig
is,
where I lived in Southeast London at the time.
yeah.
Uh, we were the support act. We were terrible. But
Okay.
once British Sports came on,
Yeah.
they started off with Country Girl.
Oh, one of my favorites. Yes. Yeah.
They walked on, and then suddenly three-part harmony singing, I want to go where my country girl goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just like, oh,
Yeah.
absolutely astounding. I mean, I was seeing things, at school, would go and see people like Kevin Ayers.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. Yes.
we used to play the local folk clubs.
You,
Um,
you know who I get? You know who I get confused with? I get Kevin Ayers and Kevin Coyne confused.
oh no, Kevin Ayers is
I know they're totally different, but I
a
get
bit more psychedelic.
yes, yes.
Kevin Coyne, but no, Kevin Coyne did sort of. I don't remember seeing him live ever, but
Yeah,
I know a few of his songs, and they're actually quite straightforward. Some of them.
yeah, yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of the song. I used to do it there's two of his songs I used to do in a duo many years ago.
Okay.
Not just guitar and violin, which I often like doing.
Yes, yes.
But apart from anything else, it gives me loads of space
Right to breathe.
and it gives me a chance to play in lots of different styles,
Yeah,
which I like. I
yeah,
really like playing in lots of styles. So
yeah,
I'll play folk, blues, country. Sometimes I'll just go, right, I'm going to do this absolutely classical.
yeah,
I'm not going to muck this around at all.
yeah. Well, it's good that you're varied like that. That you can do that. Yeah, and you
But music, I still think music is like human emotion. It's everything.
right,
You should
very
have every emotion in there.
right. right.
Even down to mushy sentimentality. We at times we are mushy and sentimental as human beings.
We are. Yes, we
So
are.
I like to do, and then sometimes we're funny.
Yes.
Let's have funny songs. Let's have funny music. Let's have music that's just plain fun for the sake of it. With no, who cares what it means?
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Yeah,
because sometimes we just want to party.
that's right. Well, how did the Poodles get together? How did you guys get together?
I had a temporary job in the local tax office for local inland revenue, and there was a guy there. His name was Ken Simmons, and he said, "Oh, a friend of his starting a band. Would I be interested?" So I went down and met him, and we started, playing around. There was a couple of songs. A guy called Bob Suffolk, who I now believe lives in Texas, because he was designing studios for a while.
He has his own studio, doesn't he?
I
You
believe
know,
so. He either has his own studio, but I think he was
I,
designing a lot of people's studios.
I think he's in Dallas. I think I reached out to him a few
All right.
years ago. Okay. I think
All right.
so. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah. That
we
sounds
were going, and then they invited a guy called Tony DeMurray in. We all got on pretty well, you know. And then Bob Suffolk left. Bob Suffolk left on the eve of a tour of Holland. So we were down to a four-piece, bass, guitar, drums, and violin, and three singers and three vocals. And we sort of kind of liked the idea. We realised it was a tougher, rawer sound, and that it could have been the fact that we were getting good by that time.
okay.
After the
Yeah.
years, bands get tight, and
Yeah.
what sound.
You'd you'd honed your chops. Yeah.
So it could have been the whole that same thing all happening at the same time. But that tour was very long, and by the end of it, we were so sort of crisp and tight, and it forced me to be incredibly inventive.
Uh-huh.
Um, like I keep on saying I meet violin players, and they say, "How do you do that?" I said, "Learn to play rhythm.
Okay.
You
Right.
know, be a rhythm player, as well as sort of all the flash lead stuff. But the rhythm, you really got be part of the rhythm section along with the guitar, bass, and drums."
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
Uh,
backbone. That's the backbone. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if you actually listen to a lot of classical music, you'll find the strings doing rhythm sometimes. The brass are doing something, and the strings might even be just go down one, two, three, four, just four bar, or
Right.
something like, or even dup, 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 or something like that.
Right.
And that was the great thing about synthesizers. When the synth bands started, a lot of the things that synthesizers did with rhythm,
Yeah.
I could do on the violin.
Right. Right.
You
That's
know, the,
yeah.
there's a big hit I had over here called Young at Heart with a band called the Bluebirds. And at one point, I'm doing dup, dup, dup,
Yeah.
dup, dup. And it's almost a lift from what synths would have done on something similar.
Right. Right. That
Um, if I
that
to
does.
get playing rhythm,
You're
or
right.
learn to play rhythm.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's. I was going to get up to that about bluebells in a bit, but that's very interesting because I talked to one of the McCluskey brothers.
Oh, I love
I think I mentioned that to you.
the
Well,
Ken. The Ken.
yes, yes, Ken. Yes, yes.
Great.
Um,
I like the McCluskey brothers. They did some really good solo stuff as well. Oh,
yeah,
just the duet as the McCluskey brothers.
yes, yes. Very true. Very true. Well, the again, the band was part of that. Growing pub rock scene early on, and live shows could be quite interesting with the Poodles.
Oh yeah, I mean we were. I think we were much better live than we ever were on record.
Yeah,
Towards the end, I think we managed to do records that were quite good.
yeah,
Um, when we realised, don't cover it in keyboards, don't double track everything. Because
yes,
that's what producers would love to do. They always wanted to smooth you out.
yeah, they do. Yeah,
And, once we started producing ourselves, I think, but by that time we'd passed our sell by date.
Right. I always enjoyed more of a live raw sound, on recordings.
Yeah, yeah,
Not the overdubbed, yeah, the too
yeah.
not too slick. But you guys would have exploding ukuleles playing live.
Well, it didn't quite explode. What would happen was I'd hide behind a PA stack, light a smoke bomb. Tony would come over, I'd pop it in the ukulele, so they'd be playing with the smoke pouring out of the
Oh,
ukulele.
it coming out.
But it was quite strange because that was almost comedy band.
Okay.
And we kind of knocked that on the head or toned it down a lot because if as soon as you do that, people remember that and not the songs.
Not the music. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they,
I've always liked fun bands, and I mean, the Hank Wangford band was
yeah,
um, a slightly sort of taking the mickey out of country music, or the worst sort of Nashville schmaltzy, you
yeah,
know, fake sincerity.
yes, yes.
Um, that we would, but the songs I thought were very good. I mentioned some of them on the
Oh,
with
yes, you did. He's very creative coming up with the titles.
Gabriel. It's about a girl, Mrs.'s girlfriend at the airport, and meeting her in Dallas. So the hook line was, "I look for you in DFW, but you must have been in love." The old
Yeah,
Love Field, which was the
love
original
you.
for. I
Yeah,
flew there once.
yes, yes. We try to anytime we go out because DFW is so big and huge, and it takes
Well,
forever to get out there.
it's the
But
biggest in
but
the world.
but love, if we can fly, like my wife sometimes goes for her business, if to fly out of love if we can, because it's not as much traffic and things like that.
Same
Yeah,
here. I live just across the river from London City Airport.
yeah, yeah.
Whenever I can, I'll go from London City Airport rather than go to Heathrow, which is right across London for me.
All right,
I'm up East London and Heathrow's in the west.
right. Well, I wanted to show you. I still have my vinyl copy of, this one. Mirror Stars. Now, this U.S. release is like a compilation of the first two albums,
Yeah,
is what it was. Okay.
yeah.
And because I know there's another, but the second album, or maybe the first, has a different title than Mirror Stars.
I think
You
it's
know,
called Unsuitable.
yes, that's exactly what it's.
A terrible album title.
But I like the cover is like the cracked mirror. Everybody's
Yeah,
and there.
that's a Hypnosis cover.
Yes. What design firm,
Yeah,
Hypnosis over the years. And look, who is this back here? Am I looking at it the right way? Here we go.
yeah,
No, it's
that's Richie. That's Richie Robertson,
yeah,
bass
but
player.
right here in the back. Who's that?
Oh, that's Bryn Barrows. That's a drummer.
Let me see. Hang on. I have to look at this backwards. That's why. Okay. I was doing the opposite hand. Who's this over?
That's me. I'm in the
That's
back.
there you go. See, I need to look at it at a mirror image. Okay. Yeah, that's you back there. And here's the back cover too of that too. So
All right. Without our faces all screwed up. In fact,
and
what they did was
uh,
they took the faces out of, they got a photo,
yeah,
took the faces out, blew them up a bit,
yeah,
just faces up, you
yeah,
know, enlarged them, I should say, and then screwed them up and
yeah,
then pasted them back into the picture.
yeah.
So
Right.
they
Yeah,
basically, the cracked faces, they're basically screwed up pieces of paper.
right. It's like somebody took scissors. Yeah. And just kind of cut all the faces up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours in the back is pretty much intact. The other three
But
guys,
basically, it's too small to see.
maybe, maybe that was it. Anyway, off of the album, of course, there's Mirror Stars was the first song that I ever heard from you guys. That's a nice track. But you know what my favorite song off of this album is B Movies.
All right.
Yeah. Now that's just a better to
That
me.
that
It's
that
just
that, that amazingly,
uh
because I co-wrote that one, and it's
yes,
still played.
yeah, yes. It's just to me, it's a better orchestrated song than Mirror Stars. I like, Mirror Stars, don't get me wrong, but I just like all the elements in B movies and how it kind
Hmm.
of, rocks along. It's got a great
Funny 'cause
chorus.
when it was written, we didn't realise that a lot of those British B movies were played late night on American television.
Yes,
We
yes,
didn't know that so when we got to America and everyone said, "Oh, it's great because it's all about those movies we see late night on telly,
yes,
those old British movies."
yes. And we were catching up with you guys and watching some of those. Yeah, some of the that's what I like too is the B movie stars that get name checked and that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you think right off top of your head any of the names? Any of
Sam
the
Kidd,
Yes,
Victor Madden.
yes.
No, I don't think there's Fraser's in it. Can't remember anybody else.
Gladys Henson.
Oh, Gladys Henson, yeah.
Yeah. Martin Benson.
Martin,
You found two that rhymed. There you go.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think there's only two that rhyme.
Delphi Lawrence,
Oh, goodness.
Sandra Dorn, Shirley
Good Lord,
Eaton.
remember it all, right?
They're all coming
Surprising.
back. They're all haunting you now. and
Yeah, I mean,
and Bruce
the
Peterman
great fun
and
about Mirror Stars, though, is that
yeah,
noise behind the chorus is the
yeah,
violin, the voice box,
yes, yes, right.
which was a very
That
strange thing to do.
yes, that stood out. You're right. That's
But I do like, I used to love the voice box because it was usually used on a guitar. And with a violin, because you've got long notes, constant long notes, as it were, and you've got no frets,
yeah,
it would literally sound like you were talking with it.
yeah,
Actually, sometimes as well, I don't think there's anything on a record with the Poodles, but I would sometimes do a harmony to the vocal using the voice box. So you made the same shape as the words in your mouth of the word of the song, but play the tune on the violin rather than use your vocal cords.
right.
Tune on the violin, but mouth the words.
Yeah,
And
yes,
that as a harmony, I can't think
right.
of any record that's happened on.
That happened. No, no. Wonder where that originated. Who first used that? Yeah, that's interesting.
But I first heard a voice box with Peter Frampton, of course, like everybody else.
You mentioned before when we were emailing back and forth that the Poodles played in Texas a couple of times in the late '70s.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember doing basically the big cities we did. Dallas, Houston, I'm sure somewhere else, Austin,
Austin, yeah.
and we did Lubbock, where Joe Ely came to see us. And he was great fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He turned up with a bottle of Jim Beam, I think it was.
Did he?
We were just knocking it back in the dressing room afterwards. He said, "Hello, how are you?" The first thing he gave us a bottle of Jim Beam. Uh, he took us out to a sort of black nightclub called PJ's out in the cotton fields. Sort of place I'd never been to in my life.
Yeah,
Like pork chop sandwiches, which
yeah.
were getting very drunk. Some of the guys tried gambling and, of course, lost terribly. But I also remember on the way out at dawn, I got into I said to Joe Edy's truck, I want to have a go driving it because he had a 57 Chevy pickup.
Yeah.
And I started off driving it, turned the corner, and I just let the steering wheel go. And it's not self-centering steering.
No. You
And
found that out, huh?
so it was up.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
didn't do it. I just sort of slowly rolled into the corner of the beer shed.
Oh, you didn't damage it, did you? Did you?
Ah,
Okay.
that's on miles an hour or something by that time. I
Uh,
had to stand the brakes on.
oh, okay. Well, after the Fabulous Food, well, before that, you guys opened for Tom Petty on.
But that was after that.
Oh,
That was
was it?
a year later. That was
Okay.
79, 80, I think.
Oh, 80. Okay. All
But
right.
that would have been that was for the Damn the Torpedoes tour.
Yes,
It was
yes.
probably the most enjoyable tour I've ever done.
Is that right? Yeah. What an album that is.
Because
Yeah.
to begin with, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were a bit nervous about us because we were considered to be an English. They thought we were an English punk band,
Oh,
and they realised we were just fun. And the two bands got on like a house on fire. We
gee.
sort of were very, very friendly, the two bands. And towards the end of the tour, you wouldn't know who'd be in whose bus.
Oh, really? Is that
All was in
right?
the same hotel. We'd probably leave about the same time in the morning. And sort of who went onto whose bus didn't matter. I mean, but I think basically everybody got bored with their own band's company at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go sit with the Poodles today, or I'll go sit with the Heartbreakers today. Um, but that was really good fun, and that's how I ended up playing with Tom Petty. Um,
Okay.
I've sort of first time was in this country in the UK. He was doing a show called Rock Goes to College, and he rang me up. So, do you want to come and play on this song we're doing? And this was stories we could tell. And so I went and did that at the college, and then we did it at Hammersmith Odeon a couple of nights later. And the Rock Goes to College one, I tried being clever on the solo. Big mistake.
Was it? Okay.
When we did it at Hammersmith Odeon, I sort of keep it simple, and I did one of the most simple solos I've done, and it sounds great. And that ended up on the B side of the last single off Damn the Torpedoes, whatever that was.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and I was, and in fact, it was recorded for the King Biscuit Hour. And I remember being in Berlin a few months later, and sort of we were doing a week in a club there. And on a Sunday morning, I got up, put on American Forces broadcasting, and that show was on. So I got out of the shower, and there
Yeah.
was Tom Petty on the radio from in the the middle of Berlin, where the Berlin Wall was up, surrounded by East
Oh,
Germany.
right, right. What a time before the wall came down. Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Berlin
Yeah.
was fabulous at that time.
Yeah. What kind of guy did you get to socialize much with Tom? Tom
Oh
Petty?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yes.
really good fun.
He seemed
Mm.
like he was a pretty down to earth kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. I mean, I think that's why they liked us. I think we were all pretty down to earth, as it were.
Right, right.
Also, he was so knowledgeable about the '60s music that we grew up with.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, Unbelievable his knowledge of British music.
Yeah, he was heavily influenced by that. You're right.
Oh.
You're very much so. Well, after Fabulous Poodles, Tony became Ronnie Golden,
Mm,
and I guess it still goes by that to this day.
I think so. We're all
Okay.
getting a bit old now, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then,
he must be coming up for late '70s now.
oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And the other three, Richie, Bryn, and you formed the Electric Bluebirds.
No, we didn't really form it. There was a
You joined.
band called The Realists, a local band called The Realists.
Okay.
Very misnamed.
Okay.
The biggest misnomer ever. Um, but they started doing an acoustic thing in a local pub on a Sunday night.
Okay.
They asked me to come along because obviously the violin is easy to do with acoustic. And that ended up as being called the Bluebirds. Um, that started becoming quite successful. I mean, all sorts of local musicians would turn up and see us. We'd have Mark Knopfler down there and Albert Lee and uh, all sorts of people, reasonably well famous because it was really good fun. And we started to do Cajun music because the accordion player
Yeah.
discovered
Right. Right.
we did anything that would that somebody knew the words for. But he started really getting into Cajun music. Um, and so eventually we started getting other gigs, and we got down to about a five-piece, I think. Um, but we at one point the lead guitar left. We never got a replacement. So all the solos were done by violin and accordion, and often the two of us just playing the tune together.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it was all so we'd make a point that you've just had a whole gig without one guitar solo.
Yeah. You had a unique sound, yeah, without the guitar, like you said. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's just acoustic guitar in it, you
yeah.
know.
Right.
I think Richard Thompson came on as a guest on one of the songs on the album.
Love Richard Thompson, love
But
his
but when,
vocal.
when we started doing bigger gigs, we had to electrify.
Yeah, yeah,
Became the Electric Bluebirds.
yeah. Oh, that's where that came in. Okay. All right, all right.
Well,
Well, but the the
I've got a poster on the wall in here somewhere,
oh,
but
oh, okay,
I
okay.
move it around.
All
It's the
right.
same as the covers. Anything
Okay, yeah.
Electric Bluebirds. It's always that bluebird landing on a 1950s Shaw microphone.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. I love those old microphones. Yeah, like that
Yeah,
too.
the real big chunky ones that
Yes, yes.
hide half your face.
They would. They
Hide
would.
behind the microphone.
Hide behind the micro. Well, there's a couple before the Electric Bluebirds, or there was a couple of bands that you backed or you played with. I thought were pretty interesting. Hazy Fantasy. Now,
That's
now that's
about the
a
same. That's about the same time.
is it about the same? That's a blast from the past. That's the first time that band's name has come up doing these interviews at all. I
Yeah,
used to have the
it's a
single.
close one, but
Yeah,
the three of them, it's the three people,
yeah,
and they all went on to other things. I mean, Kate Garner,
yeah,
who was the good singer,
yeah.
she went on to become quite a well-known photographer. Um, Jeremy ended up as one of the top club DJs and sort of dance DJs in Ibiza and the clubs. And Paul Kaplan, who was kind of organising it, basically put the money he made out of Hazy Fantasy into industrial robots. And now he runs one of the leading companies in industrial robots.
Is that right? Is
So
that
they all went on to do great things. But
yes?
the story about Hazy Fantasy, because of learning this Cajun stuff from Alan Dunn, the accordion player from the Electric Bluebirds, when we did um, the first version of Shiny Shiny, which was done with Tony Visconti,
Yeah.
done live one Saturday morning in his Good Earth studios with Tony playing guitar, famous old bass player, stand up. But it's basically two chords. It goes da 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 C, da 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 to B flat, da 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 da. And I said, well, look, let's make this a bit more interesting. At the end of the violin solo, let's keep the B flat going a little longer. So go da 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 and then back again.
Yeah.
Add that sort of bit of tension in, which we did, which was great. And then when they re-recorded it with Langham and Stanley, they turned that into a scratch. So
Yeah. Yes.
So at
Right.
the end of the violin solo, you'll find that there's a scratch, and it was the first British hit record with a
With
scratch.
with a scratch. Yeah.
And
That
I thought that was genius of them.
yes.
Take
Yes.
this old-fashioned Cajun idea of extending a bar, because it's a real Cajun trick. You just extend, or conjunto trick almost, of all the Mexican stuff. They just keep playing until the singer starts again,
Mm.
which is lovely. Um, so they took that real sort of old-fashioned sort of Cajun Southern American, South of America idea, modernized it with the scratch. I thought it was great.
Yes. And, and then other artists later would pick up on that. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think scratching had happened by then
Yeah.
when I was aware of it,
Right.
but it was never been on a hit.
Yeah, not on a hit record. I had a copy of the Shiny Shiny single. I used to play at a dance club in the mid '80s. Somebody must have really liked it because they ripped it off. They stole it. I don't have it anymore. So I
But
went through.
did you
Yeah,
ever, did you ever play the B side?
Was that the John Wayne? Is
No, the
Big Leggy?
B-side was the acoustic version of So Shiny Shiny.
Okay, okay.
That
I
was
think
the
that.
original one with Tony Visconti on the guitar. Uh,
Okay.
I don't remember the bass player's name. Famous. Played with John Martin. Danny Thompson.
Oh, Danny Thompson. Okay, right, right, right.
Graham Broad on drums. Um, they're doing some really silly stuff with some squeaky hammer percussion on it.
Yeah.
If you ever see it, see if you find the
Yeah.
side of
Yeah. So somebody stole it from me when I was down there. As San Antonio is where it was. Uh, well, and then the other one that really stood out to me was Holly and the Italians, Holly Beth Vincent. Uh,
it.
I had
Not
heard.
sure. I can't remember how I found I can't remember how I met Holly.
Yeah,
I know she used to go out with Mark Knopfler for a bit.
yeah. She was an American that had immigrated over there. I know she was from.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I liked Honolulu was the song off of that album that I first liked, and then Uptown.
I
I don't know if
probably
you.
haven't heard that album in
Oh, okay. You probably maybe don't remember.
30 years, 35 years or something.
Yeah, yeah. But
I've still got
Uptown.
it somewhere, but I just never, I don't tend to want to put myself on the record player.
Okay.
So I don't really like looking at myself and kind of got more used to hearing myself because I've got no choice because it turns up on the radio, stuff turns up on the radio and things.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
I don't find it very pleasurable.
oh, you don't. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's
So I
been
would get
so
it
many
on that.
years. Is it like cringy for you?
And not too great. I tend to mostly think I could do that better.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I could have done that slightly better, you know. So
Yeah. A bit of a perfectionist, maybe a little
I think you have to be,
as a
you know.
musician. Yeah. I hear so many.
Otherwise, you don't get better.
Yeah. I hear a lot of musicians, I ask them that, question. Would you rather go back? Do you hear recordings, 10, 20 years ago that you'd like to go back and remake? It wasn't quite right. Or do you like it the way it was? And about half of them say, no, it was of its time. I would never go back and change it.
Oh no,
And then,
I agree. I agree with that totally.
yeah,
It's what I played at the time.
at the time. Yeah. Yeah. But then
And
others say, well, yeah, I think I could do it better now.
but the first one I was ever really happy with,
Uh-huh.
which really surprised me, was when I first did Young at Heart, the Bluebirds one that we
Oh,
mentioned.
okay. Okay.
Because I actually came out of the studio thinking, I just did a really good job on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me about half an hour to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I literally sort of made it all up as I went along.
Did you?
Um, oh, I'm good at that. I mean, sort of
You kind of ad-libbed it. Yeah.
reasons I get the session work is that I can just improvise with the violin, which is there's loads of classical players who say, how do you do it? And it's it's a different discipline. That's all. I think it's a different way of doing things. When
Yeah.
I first discovered I could improvise, I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I still remember the first thing. There's a friend of mine who wrote this song which went E minor G D. And I can still remember it. And then he started playing, and I said, just try playing something over the top of that. And I just it just came out, and I loved it. And I thought, oh great, great, oh this is all right. This is what you do, is it? Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting on that well with reading music.
Oh, okay. But you have to have a good ear. You do have a good ear for it. So
Yeah, I mean, as I say, the family's fairly musical.
yes, yes, yes. Well, at the beginning of '84, you joined Hank Wangford and his band. Uh,
Mm.
I have to say, BJ Cole is my favorite pedal steel guitarist.
He's amazing.
Isn't he? He is. I've heard him on so many different recordings. That
Mm.
his what he adds to the recordings is just is really
Yeah,
great.
yeah. His CV is a bit bigger than mine.
Yeah, it is
I
pretty
was working
long.
on it. I was working on
Yours
it.
yours is pretty long, I gotta say.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I was scrolling, I'm like, will I ever get to the end of this? Is there an end? So yeah, it is kudos to you. Uh
And but BJ's still going. I mean, he's
yeah,
got some quite good classical stuff.
okay. Now I know I've reached out to him, but didn't hear back.
All right, I'll suggest that he does.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I know, coming out of the blue, somebody like me, they don't know who I am from
Mm.
Adam, and somebody maybe, from the States is like, wow, who's this guy? He wants to do an interview. What's this all
Mm.
about? There's a little leeriness there, and
But
I can understand that,
we're not used to the idea anymore of musicians, people being interested in musicians.
really.
When I was first playing,
Yeah,
I mean, all my friends at school were all fascinated by all these different musicians,
yeah, yeah,
uh, and nobody is anymore.
yeah. Well, I'm
You know,
one that is. I am,
Mm.
and I know there's a lot out there that you'd be surprised that are, and I get comments doing these, Um,
Yes, I mean, people do come up and say, "Oh, you're a legend," and it's just I've just managed to keep going. I haven't died. I haven't had too
right.
many drugs and died. One of the reasons I love the Pistoleros was we
Yeah,
had BJ,
yeah,
Martin Bell,
right.
and three good soloists.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes we'd do stuff in harmony together.
yeah,
So people playing, all of us playing very tightly in harmony with all different instruments,
right,
but make them blend really well.
right, right. I like that name too. Well, as mentioned in the intro, Andy
Hey,
Rock.
We came out of a band called the Tex Pistols.
Oh, okay, I like that.
It was a sort of country band which Phil Rambo. I don't know if you know.
Okay.
I
Yes, I
think
have. Yes, I've heard of him.
um, he wrote. There's a guy who works down the chip shop, swears he's Elvis, just
Oh,
like he swore to me that you'd be true.
yeah, I have
Yeah,
heard. Yes. That sounds familiar too. Wow, yeah. Well, as mentioned in the intro, Andy Roberts was also in Hank, played
yeah,
with
Hank and BJ at the time.
yeah, both of those guys. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. You were going to say
so, so,
something.
so, I mean, again, that's one of the reasons I wanted to join Hank because he had BJ and hello, darling. My wife's just arrived.
Oh, okay. Hello. Hi. She made her cameo. There we go. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now talk about how were you asked to play violin on "Young at Heart," the Bluebell song.
I'd done some reason or other, and I'm not sure how he knew me. I got a call from Nick Lowe.
Okay.
I
Okay.
played on, I think it's on the Cowboy Outfit album. There's a song called God's Gift to Women. He is laboring under the impression he's God's gift to women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I did a really good job, but Nick Lowe, sort of, when I saw him a few months later, says, "I'm sorry we didn't put the violin up on it. Everybody was a bit out of it at the time when we mixed it. We forgot the violin was there."
Oh, did they?
I'd done a really good thing. When I was in that session, the engineer, a guy called Colin Fairley, said, "Oh, I'm co-producing a record, um, and I think you'd be perfect for it. Can you give me your number?" A few weeks later, he rang me up and said, "Oh, can you do a session this day?" And I said, "I've got rehearsal that day, so it'd have to be early evening." So it was about 7 o'clock. They wanted me there, and I've been in rehearsal all day, so my fingers were very well oiled up. And so I just turned up and they played it and said, "Oh, we got to the first bit where that sort of hook line is that I played. Like, da ba da ba da 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 da." Um, he said, "Oh, I want something jiggy there." I said, "I'll tell you what, let's do the rest of the song first. Come back to it because something might occur in the rest of the song that will give us an idea for what to do." It didn't, but I just played through it. And I went back to do the intro. And basically, it's a reverse country lift. Instead of going do 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 do, it went diddy do 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 do.
Yeah.
Not quite accurately reversed, but it's still the basic idea, but reversed. And then just
Yeah.
kept the same idea going.
Yeah.
So you got that famous hook line that's on there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the solo, I did a normal solo. Um, and Colin said, "Could you do something sort of a bit wild?" And I went, okay, can I try playing what heavy metal guitar players do? Like noises that fit, like Eddie Van Halen on Beat It, or the guitar solo on Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. The band were horrified when I mentioned
Were they?
that
They did.
solo on a Lonely Heart. Amazing. Um, so that was my attempt at doing that. It was kind of the heavy metal guitar approach. That is basically sometimes just noises that fit,
Yeah,
sounds that are in tune, I suppose, with the backing.
right.
So, in fact, that take, the version of solo on the record, is the first take
Oh, okay.
because, of course, there was with those days we have 16-track tape, so there was a lack of tracks. But because there was no singing there, of course, it was okay to try a few more goes. Try a few more goes. Um, and I've never got anywhere near so good.
Oh,
Well, I think it's that sometimes that first take, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, and when you listen to it, that sort of on the edge of a cliff sensation actually comes across. I think there's a
yeah,
lot of times I've noticed if I vaguely know the song pretty well, it's often the first go that is the best one because you're on the edge of that cliff that it could all go wrong at any
yeah,
moment.
yeah. And
Right.
it's more spontaneous than thinking through it too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because by the time I did the second one,
Uh,
I had an idea of what I might do. You know what I mean? And the first,
yeah, yeah.
I had
Right.
no idea.
Yeah, right, right. That's why I
Um,
like. Yeah.
very proud of that solo.
Yes, yes. It is. It is. It is really nice, and it really does help carry the track. You know what it reminds me of is "Come On Eileen." You know,
Kind of,
Dexy's Midnight Runners. You know, they use the violin. You know,
kind
just
of. The thing I liked about Dexys was they were basically playing soul music,
yeah, yeah,
but they were using banjos to do what the guitars did,
yeah, yeah.
and they were using violins to do what the brass would normally do.
Right,
You could
right.
imagine "Come On Eileen" as boom, ba ba da ba dum. For it could be a brass part. And I really like the idea of, I mean, in Young at Heart, when I'm going dup, 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 that's a classic brass part.
Yeah,
In the second half of the verses, I'm going dup, 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 that, that, just on the chords. It's a real classic brass part.
right, right. Well, yeah, their album or single, the Celtic Soul Brothers. You know, so they had a nod there to and
Yeah.
Gino, another
Well,
song.
Gino, I think, is actually brass.
Okay,
Before he sort of went, they thought about the folkiness, mixing the folk and the soul.
right. Jackie Wilson, another nod. Jackie Wilson said
Yeah.
another one of their songs. So yeah, they that was yeah. So there was a smattering of violins that you could find, in recordings and pop music and you know. Well,
Yeah, but I suppose I can't remember. I think I've done, but people say I've done Top of the Pops 17 times,
is that
or
right? Is that
um,
right?
I think it's 13.
Okay, okay.
I think people might be confusing it with a few other TV shows.
Still
Uh,
quite a few
but
times.
still, it's quite a few. I mean, admittedly, eight of those were no, six of those were the Bluebells.
Yeah. All right.
So there's seven other hits, including the Hazy Fantasy,
Yeah.
that were high enough, top 30 or whatever, needed to go on Top of the Pops that I
Right.
played on.
Well, speaking of TV, with Hank, you would play on three albums, and there were two TV series: the
Yeah,
the A to Z of C&W and Big Big Country.
yeah. I mean, of course, in this country, we'd say A to Z of C&W,
A to Z, right?
but
Yes, you
the
would.
A
Yeah.
to Z sounds
Yeah.
better. A to Z
Okay. Yeah, you're
sounds much.
right. Z Z.
And for some reason, there's a microphone called a
Yeah.
PZM. I don't know if you know it.
Oh,
used to
okay.
stick on the wall.
Okay.
Excellent microphone. But even in this country, we called it a PZM
Oh, okay.
because we're so used to Americans saying PZM.
Yeah.
But I go with Hank, those TV series were great. The first one was all recorded at the Mean Fiddler. And there's a couple of really nice tracks on that one. And the other one, we did a whole trip around America.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I'm sure I was in Texas for some of that.
Okay.
Certainly did Alabama. We went to see oh God, the Lubin, Charlie Lubin, who was the remaining Lubin brother.
Right.
But
Right.
I think in Tennessee, we went to see Alton Delmore's son, which was great. I got to play his 1934 Gibson.
Oh, wow.
Amazing guitar,
Yeah. Yeah.
really fantastic, beautifully played. So his father's, well, the 1934 Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Wow. Well, speaking of
Mexico as
the
well, which was
the
great.
oh, you played down there.
Around
Speak-
Mexico.
Speaking of Z, saying Zed. You're familiar with the band Fisher Zed?
Yeah.
Okay, so you say it fast and it sounds like fish's head. Fish's
Yeah.
head. Yeah, right. So
And the game we say ZZ Top in this country.
yeah.
ZZ Top. ZZ Top sounds terrible.
We'll talk about CHAPS and what the initials stood for.
Oh,
CH.
it was the Cowboy Horse Riding and Preforming School,
Yeah,
meaning performing. But for some reason, one of the jokes in Hank
right.
was if you put on a bad American accent, which we always,
Okay.
uh, all pers were pronounced pre.
Okay. Okay.
And it was with pre, so forming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Basically, it was a musical. You know.
Right.
But we actually hold a bit of a record or we held, I don't know if we still do, at the Theatre Royal Stratford.
Oh, that's right. At the time, maybe so.
We
Maybe so.
had
Yeah.
Stratford East,
Okay. Okay.
because Stratford is where the Shakespeare stuff is based. And
Yeah.
Stratford is a
Yes.
rather grubby suburb of East London.
Stratford Avon. Avon. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
not Stratford on Avon. This is Stratford East.
Oh, different. Okay. All right. Separate. All right. Wow.
Very sad. Uh,
Very separate.
it's not the best area of London.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The fact that the Eurostar goes through it now.
Oh, does
Um,
it?
yeah. So they've actually got a very nice station there. But that was a lovely theatrical, the Theatre Royal. It was one of those sort of gorgeous Victorian theatres, quite small. I think it held about 700 maximum. And we actually sort of ended up selling it out for weeks on end, all
Did
6 nights a week.
yeah.
Um, and that was fantastic to do. And I got to walk around the stage just singing, just like a musical. It was great fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
like
really,
that? Are you a bit of a ham in front of an audience? Yeah.
I will be, yes.
Okay.
Especially in that situation, it was done for to ham everything up as much as we could.
Right.
Because I say it's a bit of a pantomime, really. Uh,
Right.
but we used to do all sorts of stupid things in it. I mean, there was a fake fire, sort of electric with lights in it, and one of those blades that goes around to make sure it looks like the fire's glowing.
Well, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
And we'd have terrible jokes in it. Somebody would take the fire off stage or something when there's a dance number coming. And somebody would, oh, the fire's gone out.
Gone out. Yeah.
It's terrible. It was a
Yeah.
terrible joke.
Right. I like
You
those kind
know,
of jokes though.
one of those. I mean, you must know Carry On movies. Some of the jokes in those.
Uh-huh.
Infamy, infamy. They've all got it infamy.
Infamy.
That's from
Well,
Carry On.
those,
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of those jokes.
yeah. Well, those are
No,
my that's my kind
bedtime
of humor.
I woke up later. That's from
Yeah.
Carry On Camping. I mean, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
jokes, but sort of delivered with so much sort of ham, as it were, that it works.
It works. Yeah. I'm a fan of puns, and
Uh,
they call them
wonderful.
dad jokes, right? and or groaners. They call them groaners.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
they've got a high groan coefficient.
right. But I like those. They're humorous. They make me laugh, right?
Yeah,
But everybody I try to I'll come up with some and I'll tell my brother or other people and they're just like, oh my God.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, I get that reaction too.
Yes. Yes, yeah. But I don't go. I guess I'm just old at heart. I don't know. But we'll talk about this was interesting. The band performed in another TV special, Christmas in Strange Ways, uh, to a captive audience.
Literally, I mean, Strange,
Literally.
Strange Ways is a horrible Victorian prison
Yeah, yeah,
in Manchester. I think it's closed now, thank God.
yeah,
And it must have been built 1860, something like that. So everything was small, horrible. It smelt of urine. The whole place smelled of urine.
yes,
And we did about 2 or 3 shows there,
yeah,
which was filmed for television. And I think we filmed it on Boxing Day, on the day after.
yeah.
They were all in prison over Christmas. And it was strange because of course, we had a guard looking after us,
Right, right.
um, a prison officer, I should say. And he was talking about going on his holidays to Auschwitz.
Wow.
Auschwitz, you think you're a prison officer, you know, go to Auschwitz for you know,
Right. Wow.
which I
That's
thought was
that's
was
bizarre. Yeah,
weird, you know.
that is weird. That's bizarre. Yes, to talk about that.
But it's sort of on the TV, and in fact, that's how I met my wife. Not that she was
Oh,
in. She saw
is
Christmas Strange Ways,
is
like
that right? Is that right?
along to see the band.
Is
They
that
kept
well,
going,
well, you know, the first time I heard of Strange Ways was from the Smiths, Strange Ways, Here We Come. They have an
yeah.
album, Strange Ways. And there's a movie also a few years ago called the same thing, Strange Ways, Here We Come. You know,
All right.
so
Is,
2020.
is it set in Strange Ways?
Yeah, right, right,
Oh, I see. It's probably not being used as a prison at the time, and they
right.
in there before. But we also did another prison. We did Chelmsford once with the Poodles
Oh, did you?
very
Okay.
early on, and
Oh,
that had a lot of long termers in,
ah, okay.
armed and sort of murderers who've got at least 15 years in prison.
Yeah,
And the weird thing was that they'd all sort of done this deal with the guards whereby they wouldn't cause any grief, and the guards let them smoke dope. So
did
they
they?
were handing us joints.
Hmm.
We just leave it.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is, I don't know if have you ever seen a British TV show called Porridge?
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
It's
Who's
very
who's
funny
who's in that?
comedy set in a prison because
Oh,
doing
okay,
time in prison is called doing porridge because they
okay,
probably get fed porridge because it's cheap.
okay.
So it's called but it's called porridge.
Oh, 70s in the
On
70s.
at 8:30, and we were due to finish about 8:20. And the
Okay.
prison officer said, "Look, you're
Oh,
going to have to finish on time because they'll all leave because porridge is on at 8:30."
oh, Ronnie Barker. Ronnie Barker was in
Yeah,
that.
Ronnie Barker.
From the Two Ronnies.
Yeah.
I used to love the Two Ronnies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's who. Yeah, from the 70s. Oh, porridge. Okay. That was the slang for porridge. Okay.
Yeah. It's slang for doing time in prison.
Ah, okay. All
Well, I've actually
right.
been in 2 prisons, but I've never been sentenced to any.
Okay. All right. Well, you also played other bands that I noticed that stood out to me on a couple of Style Council albums.
I
My
think it's I think it's one style council.
oh, My
I think
Ever
it's one
Changing
style
Mood.
council album, but the track is on probably two. It's a
Oh, two different ones. Yeah. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Paul and his work in both Style Council and the Jam, with both of those, and his solo material too.
and we did a TV show in Manchester, um where I can't remember what it was called. but there's a TV show where there's a song that, oh, these ever changing moods.
Yes, yes,
The change,
that was right. That
well, it's
was
a
stuff.
slightly acoustic version.
Oh,
So it's, is it Mick Talbot? Yeah, Mick Talbot playing the piano,
right,
me
right,
on the violin, and Paul Weller singing. So it's
right.
just violin, piano, and I did a very bad job of miming because I basically improvised on top of it.
Or did you?
And and I basically improvised the piece that I did. And sometimes you really, to be able to mime it properly, you have to learn it.
First.
And, kind of a bit. But sometimes the miming isn't perfect. But I
Yeah.
think I think it might be on YouTube. It's
Oh, okay.
was. It might have been taken down. But
Oh,
Paul Weller's, nice chap, very quiet.
oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that about him. Yeah. I've seen some bad miming over the years in
Oh,
recordings, and there's some
oh,
of them are on YouTube. God, they're bad. It's like and they were so off.
the best thing to do is to do it as well as you can, so people think you are playing live.
Yeah, right, right.
Um, and the thing you've got to do is just learn what you've played before,
Yeah,
absolutely exactly,
yeah,
and
right.
literally play it while it's on.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because I've often done miming, and people go, "Were you playing live there?"
Yeah.
You know, no.
Right. You want to know the truth?
It's
Yeah,
I think it's far better to try and convince somebody you're playing live
yeah, right.
than notice that you're miming.
Yes. Oh, sure. Oh,
Uh,
definitely. Yeah,
Generally, there's occasions where you can deliberately get it badly wrong.
yeah. But for the most part, yeah, you definitely want to. Well, since the mid '80s, you've consistently played on many albums by the men they couldn't hang. Um, and I have a
Fun.
copy of Silvertown. You remember that
Yeah.
album? Yeah, their sound reminds me of the Pogues quite a bit. That's another band I
I
like.
think they were they came up at the same time, as it were.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Probably
like.
more Irish than the men. Than,
Yes, that's true.
I call them the men that aren't well hung. Uh,
I like that. Hey, I'm going to use that now. I
uh,
like
but they hate it when they do.
it. Oh, well,
But they tend to be more. Their roots are more Scottish,
yeah.
Welsh, and English.
Uh, yeah. Here's one of my groaner jokes that I came up with. Um, did you hear about the attorney, the lawyer that tried to put a whole bunch of uh, X-rated male stars in the jury? He tried to fill up the whole jury with X-rated male stars.
What's the
'Cause-
punchline?
okay, because he wanted a hung jury. See, I told you.
Yeah, that is very grown-worthy.
I told-
A well-hung jury.
a well-hung jury. That's right. Yes, exactly. All right, so there's an example for you of why why my brother hates my jokes.
Yeah,
Well, well, I like off of that the Silvertown Company Town. I really like that one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if you
I
remember.
think that one of the reasons I sort of was interested in the men.
Yeah,
First saw them. They were actually opening for Hank Wangford at a club called the Mean Fiddler,
yeah,
and I loved the dynamics they put in.
yeah,
They were great players at the time. They've got good now, um, but they'd suddenly go down to just bass, drums, and vocal.
yeah.
Um, called Greenfields of France. Do you know that at all?
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
Famous one, a famous song about sort of the First World War. About how terrible it was, and you know all this sort of all the patriotism and all that sort of thing, getting people to go out there, and it was horrible. But they would come down to just bass, drums, and vocal, and of the era, people just didn't do that. They used to in the past, and I love the dynamics they put in the songs. And they had three great songwriters.
Yeah,
How many bands have got three great
three.
songs?
Yeah, yeah, one or two, but not three. Yeah.
They've only got two now. One of them died during COVID,
Is that right? That's okay.
but
That's
not. Um, but they've still got two really good songwriters, and it's the songs I love. I always love. I
yeah.
always think songs are the basis of everything for me.
Sure.
Yeah, um, and they've got tunes.
Yes, yes. That's what
Uh,
stood out to me. And they've had a long career too. Still going.
yeah, they're still going. I mean, I've got a gig with them. We've got a few gigs in October and November.
Ah, okay. Well, there's another one. If you don't mind putting in a good word for me, I'd like to, talk to one of the original original.
Yeah, Paul or Swell probably.
Yeah, yeah. That would be great. That would be
Swell will probably be more chatty.
okay. Hey, there you go. You got to feel that out. You got to know the ones that are not.
Paul is quite chatty, but Phil's funnier.
Okay, well, that would work. That will definitely work. So yeah, if you think about it, if you, well, in 91, you released your first solo album. You're in the Groove, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How'd that work out? You get it.
Well, I was doing
Mm.
an album for, I wish I could remember his name now. There's no way I can remember it. For a guy from a guy with a little local studio. He literally had a studio in his upstairs bedroom. And so I ended up doing a couple of tracks with him. I thought maybe this record company would like me. And it was Big Life Records. So I took a couple of demos up there. And they went, yeah, okay, straight away. No and ah. They went, yeah, what do you need? Uh, so we did a couple of demos at a studio they suggested, and it was terrible. I said, right, I'm producing it because basically the engineer in that was a heavy metal fan.
Oh, okay,
Basically mixed what I do, I like heavy metal. With my voice, if you cover reverb on my deep croony voice, it sounds awful.
okay.
Nuts. They can put the voice right in front of you.
Yeah,
So we did the album. Plenty of radio play for the single when it came out. A song called "The Man Who Invented Jazz."
right.
And I couldn't knock them at all. So, oh, I didn't get any radio play. Got loads of radio play. Unfortunately, their distributor, Rough Trade, went bankrupt that week. So there were a few thousand copies of the single sitting in a sealed warehouse.
Really
Never made the shops.
never made it. Oh,
And
man.
three times to me now.
Yeah,
With the Electric Bluebirds when their album came out. Large amount of radio play. Distributor went bankrupt, so never made the shops. And I think it was on one of Hank Wangford albums that was doing very well. And there's one of the songs that I sang, I think, was um, the single. Again, the distributor went bankrupt. So three times in my life now.
that's bad luck. Yeah, bad timing.
Whether it would have
Yeah,
sold, whether it would have been a hit, who
yeah.
knows?
Right,
It's
right.
very, very rare.
Yeah.
But that happened, and I really enjoyed making the album. Did it, you know, and it still sells, and stuff is still getting played on the radio, which is amazing for me.
Still playing. Yeah, yeah.
And the Pistoleros album did a few years later.
Right.
Um, that did quite well for radio play. There's a song called "Swinging with the Chickens," which is a real sort of, I think it was a ditty. It's pretty meaningless, but it's kind of Western swing thing.
Yeah,
Um, which I really like. Western swing.
yeah,
It's great stuff.
yeah.
Uh, um, and that still gets played on the radio.
Right, right. You like the Texas Playboys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Love all that, and
Yeah, yeah.
the Spade Cooley and things like that. Yeah.
Oh, right, right, right. I like a lot of that old country and
It's
western.
kind of funny because in this country there's a tobacco company called WD and HO Wills.
Okay, okay.
There's a Wills Brothers songs, not WD and HO of London and Bristol.
Okay. No,
The
okay.
Wills brothers, that was that. The Wills brothers in this country uh,
Uh-huh.
are basically tobacco giants. Like, and one I'm smoking at the moment is WD and HO Wills.
Well, you had a couple other albums. This is Murder.
It's
Um,
basically it's the same album.
oh, is it? Is it? Okay.
This is Murder was what we called it in Texas, and in Japan it's called You're Telling Me,
You're telling me, okay.
and they all come from the Road to Rio.
Oh, all right.
The
Oh,
movie Road to Rio.
yes, yes.
Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
Yeah,
Bob Hope and Bing Crosby end up in Rio.
right.
Um, on the boat, he says, "You don't have to know the language."
Yeah.
It's a great song.
They did a lot of those Road to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved them as a kid.
Yeah.
But he has to have an American band. He says, he goes to a nightclub and says, "Well, we've got a band and we want to sort of perform for you." And the guy who's running the club sort of insists that it's an American band. And of course, all they do is pick up three local guys from Rio,
Yeah.
and they teach each one a phrase. One is "This is murder." One is "You're telling me," and one is "You're in the groove, Jackson."
And that's where those come from. Okay.
I,
All right. Uh,
I love it. That's why I
yeah.
called it
Oh,
something.
how cool. I like that. I like that. The nod
And
to the
then
Road to.
back in off at 2010 or something, I released a best of, as it were, of everything I'd recorded. We called that Patty Cake,
Patty cake, right. Yeah.
exactly from um, the road movies, because they're always going Patty Cake,
Patty
bake,
cake.
and
Baker's man. Yes. Bake me
and
a cake.
uh,
Yes, and do that and miss it.
do that all the time. And you're regular in
Yeah.
every movie. And
Where
in
did
one of
that?
the movies, somebody they try it, and somebody
Uh-huh.
punches them before they punch the person.
Yeah, that's right. That's how they would get.
He's seen the other movies.
That's how they would get out of scrapes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I saw that pat cake, pat cake. Yeah, song by. Wow. Wonder where that originated.
I have no idea.
Pat cake,
Oh,
pat
it's
cake.
comes from Patty Cake Baker's Man.
Yeah, but
The
where it
nursery
originated?
rhyme.
Yeah, was it like a UK American or pat
Well,
cake?
I remember singing it as a child.
Yeah,
Oh,
poem or
ignorant.
origin.
Yeah,
Origin. I was just going to look up the England,
yeah.
17th century England. Okay.
And it's a song, I think.
Yeah, first appeared in a 1698 play. Wow. And then published in Mother Goose's Melody around 1765. Wow. Okay, so that goes way back. That goes way back. Well, yeah. Well, you
But
played
we do have a lot of history in this country.
oh yes, you do. More than we
And
do.
in fact,
Yes, you
my wife, we actually flew up to Orkney last year for a week's holiday.
oh, did you?
And that's amazing because they didn't have any, there's very few trees on Orkney. It's very windy and windswept. And so they had to build in stone. And the local stone comes in slabs about 3, 4 inches thick. So it's almost so they built these places with just slabs of stone. And of course, they're still there from 2,500 years ago. And you can go into them and look around. There's houses there that were sunk into the ground,
Yeah,
basically to protect them from the wind. And they're still there.
you're
There's a
still
village there called Skara Brae, and it's still there complete. And you can you can't walk through it because it's delicate, but you walk around they're on the sort of above it. So you can look down into these houses of people 2,500 years ago.
right. They
Mm.
knew something about engineering back then. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I mean,
yeah,
the stuff.
that's
Uh,
right.
they figured out by experimental archaeology,
Yeah.
thought, how did they get these stones
Yeah.
from the outcrop they are
Right. Yeah.
to the place where they built? Because they're pretty
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
And they figured out that the only way they could easily do it, because there wasn't enough wood to make rollers,
Yeah.
they put seaweed down and
Yeah.
Had them on the seaweed.
On the seaweed. Wow. Okay. I would have never thought of that. No, no, no. Well, look at,
Yeah,
the ancient pyramids, and even there close to you, Stonehenge. We referred to that earlier with,
yeah.
Spinal Tap,
I mean, how did the Stone Age people
Yeah,
put those lintels up?
right.
They must have built ramps of earth
Yeah,
to pull them up,
something like that.
take the ramps of earth away.
Yeah, yeah. Or aliens. I mean, you can always, it was
I think we'd find other evidence. I really think we'd find other evidence.
yeah. I'm just being facetious
But they would have dropped something. Star
there.
Trek, they would have dropped a communicator.
Yeah,
You know, their mobile phone,
right, right.
you know,
Yeah, found out
down.
they had them centuries before we did. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, you've done some ads posting as none other than Clark Gable.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, yeah. When was it? There you go. There's that face. How young were you when you had that first comparison?
almost as soon as I grew the moustache, um, with the Poodles, we all started sort of Tony turned up and he had short hair. And then Richie joined and he immediately got his hair cut short. So I had my hair cut short. Um, Basically because we just want to be different from the long haired, prog rock hippies. Um, Not that I sort of disagree with a lot of it, but peace and love, man.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
Liv Stancher would go, peace off.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Peas off. I like it. I
That's
like
Liv Stancher.
it.
Um, so I got the haircut short. I thought, okay, let's have a moustache. We're doing that style, and I had a normal sort of moustache, and I smoked a little too much of the wacky backy before trimming it once, and it just got thinner and thinner, and I quite liked it. And I walked into the front room, I went, Clark Gable. Um,
Yeah.
we used to see his movies on a lot on the telly. We don't see him hardly at all now. And somebody from an agency contacted me after seeing me at a gig and said, "Oh, look, I can get you some work. Do you want it?" I went, "Fine." I mean, you get fairly well paid for not a lot of work. So you can do an afternoon's work, be paid a couple of grand. Even better sometimes if it's an advert. So it was great for me. Because you know, Tuesday afternoon, what am I doing as a musician most times? But these days, I'm not. I mean, I'm now 11 years older than he was when he died.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm getting a bit long in the tooth for it.
To pose as Clark. I have to tell you, my mom who's passed. We had this joke going around for a while because she was. I guess it was later on. Her hearing started to go. She was a big played bridge, like to play cards, And one time we were over there and somebody said, she wanted to know where the card table was. And somebody said the card table is in the closet, the card table. And she thought they said Clark Gable. She said, "Oh, Clark Gable's in the closet? Card table, Clark Gable." Yeah, so that was tell you where she heard.
It's as a rhyme in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, doesn't he?
Yes, yes,
Or Abel, well, Clark Abel. I can't remember the whole.
yes, sir. Yes, that's hadn't
Written
thought
by
of
that. Written by oh God, what's his name? Neil Innes.
Oh, you're right, right.
From,
What a,
I used to love as a kid growing up. I used to love the Bonzo Dog Doodle.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say that. Oh, I did too. I did too. Yeah.
Uh,
I like their skit about shirts, where he goes around and interviews people on the street. What do you think about shirts? What do you-
and the other great line in a track called Rawlinson's End.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I was just talking. I think it's Stanchel putting on his very posh accent.
Yeah.
Um, he goes, her cheekbones, a little higher than her mother's, appeared as twin humps on the top of her head. Madness.
On the top of her head. They were pretty high. They were pretty high up there. Yes. Oh, that's some great.
There's,
Yeah.
there's Andy Roberts. Oh, this on the same side of that album, Andy Roberts wrote a song called Bad Blood.
Okay. Okay.
And I think one of the verses he goes, he walked around from town to town till his legs was worn away. Then he bumped around from town to town.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? Yeah, I think so. I love that. That's good. That's all fun. That's funny. Well, Bobby, we're coming kind of to a close here. Anything
If
else
you
that you
what about use all of this? It's an hour and three quarters.
did, that you thought maybe we omitted or you like to mention? And
I'm sure after we say goodbye, I think, oh, I should have mentioned that. I should have mentioned that.
that's human nature. That's human nature right there. Yeah, I do that
But
too. I do
but
that.
it, you know, as you are at the time, isn't it?
Right,
As
right.
we were saying, that's how I played at the time.
Yes, yes. You can't remember everything at the
And you
time.
actually can't go back. So
Yeah, right, right.
but
Well, I'm glad.
I'll try contacting the guys from the men and
Okay,
BJ and my
okay.
sister.
All right. Yes, yes. And would be nice. Yes, yes. All right. Well, yeah. See what they say, and
And
tell-
tends to be quite fun. And tends to be quite funny.
okay. Okay. Well, that's what I
What do you
like.
think? I think, I mean, her bigger hits, as it were, with music, is
Okay.
a lot of comedy. She's very good at writing music for comedy, I think.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
It's comedy. And she did Jeeves and Wooster. I don't know if you've seen that. One with
No.
Steve Fry.
Okay.
Um,
I
that
don't
is,
think I don't think I've seen that one.
I mean, that's sort of, you know, Jeeves and Wooster, that's of the era, and that's pretty good. Their version of Bertie Wooster and I can't remember. I have no idea what the Christian name of, or the given name, isn't it? Of
All
Jeeves.
right. 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 Okay. All right. Yeah. Tell them that it's nothing to be afraid of. It's,
He's quite funny.
I won't hurt them. I promise I won't hurt them. And I just want to thank you though, Bobby, for doing this.
Yeah.
And it's been very most enjoyable and like like going back and hearing those stories and recollections. So
Buddy Holly, we're just sitting here reminiscing.
there you go. There you go. Oh man, what a talent he was. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
How influential.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what is strange is, had he survived,
Yeah.
it probably ended up, as a middle of the road,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, right. Well,
I'm
what
like,
what what they say, if you want to jumpstart your music career, die. If
yeah.
that, you know.
I remember the Poodles had a reunion. It was late 90s.
Yeah,
So we go, let me promote this. I said,
yeah,
suicide?
yeah,
That's what it's suicide.
yeah.
Did not.
Right. It's happened so many times, Right.
Death
Okay. Yeah.
would be good publicity. Yeah.
There you go. It always helps. It always helps. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Bobby, and do keep in touch and let me know
Okay.
what they say, what
Yeah.
if there's
Soon as
any
we know
interest.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and I will.
I probably won't be able to stand watching it.
That's okay. Other people will. You'll be surprised. You'll get comments, and other people will. I'll send
Oh,
you. It'll probably be like next week sometime.
oh.
I'll send you a little
You,
edit.
you let it out the embarrassing bits.
Yeah, all of my embarrassing bits. Yeah.
And my embarrassing bits.
Right. As uh, as Anne would recognize, close to the edit as possible. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of that. But
That has been sampled an awful lot.
oh, hasn't it? I was gobsmacked at how many versions of that there are. It's like, wow, wow, tons of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And
All right.
moments of love,
Yeah.
I've noticed has certainly been used.
Yes.
Uh, it's quite funny. Sometimes I've noticed songs or tunes that it sounds like they use moments in love as a
Yeah.
basis and then replaced it. So you cannot hear the sample.
Oh, right, right, right.
Um,
Exactly, exactly.
but then they don't have to pay the royalties to the.
Then they don't. Then they don't. Exactly. You know, one thing before we go, you got me thinking about Art of Noise. Camilla, that's my favorite track of Art of Noise. Do you know that one?
Don't know it. I'm not
Oh,
that up on
okay.
art noise.
Okay. Well, do a
Well,
search.
I probably have heard it, but it's such a long time ago now, art
Right.
noise.
Right. Do a search. You know, when you have time, Camilla, the old story, the old story is what it's called. Camilla, the old story. Yeah, it's
Because
really really nice, really
it was
nice.
amazing. I think they made something like number 9 in the charts.
Okay.
I think we're close to the edit.
Yeah.
And they got no radio play, or
Right.
no radio play,
Right.
a few specialist shows, but it
Yeah.
was just through the clubs.
Yes. And Peter Gunn, that's the one that I used to play at the
Well,
club.
they got radio play,
Yeah, that one did. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
and um, didn't they have one with Tom Jones singing?
They did. They did. Uh, Tom Jones.
I don't
Uh,
remember what.
Kiss,
Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, that's
That
great.
was
That,
that
that
was
got radio play.
that's the one
And
that.
I
Yeah.
love Prince records.
All right. Exactly.
Why does everybody? I love Go. Even
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
He
mean,
was.
Tom Petty accidentally took a bit more fentanyl. I'm sure Prince just took a bit more, accidentally took a bit more fentanyl.
I know. I know. Yeah.
I
Wow.
mean, you cannot get it. It's really difficult to, you can't buy it over here
Yeah.
unless it's, a black market type of drug dealer thing. But
Yeah.
it's so strong.
Yeah.
You can, in some states, you can just buy it, can't you? Over the
Yeah.
counter.
I know. I don't. And then we talk about our overdose problem and drug problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not just regulate it?
Exactly.
So it's only on prescription.
Exactly. And they're worried about them coming across the border.
Yeah.
Trump saying we got to stop them coming in from Canada, and there's like zero, and there's like nothing coming in from Canada. So
Or whatever it's
yeah, it's
time.
very small, very small.
But I mean, in Canada, it's prescription only.
Right, right,
Yeah.
exactly,
You
exactly.
know, you're more likely, the fentanyl is more likely to go in the other way.
The other way, you're right, right.
There's more going from the States to
From the
Canada.
states, right? Then coming in, exactly. But he's all screwed up. All right, Bobby. Thanks again, and
Yeah.
all the best to you. All right,
Cheers.
and
Lovely to meet you.
lovely to meet you too. I've thoroughly
Okay.
enjoyed it. All
Okay. Okay. See you
right,
then.
all right. Bye bye for now.
Time for another cup of tea.